As I entered the antique shop in 1922, I was immediately hit with the musty smell of rotting furniture. It was a dark place, a place one would not normally go except when on this type of errand. As I scanned the room, I saw shelves packed with all sorts of odds and ends, things of minute value. Yet despite all this worthless material, something drew me further inside, a force that I now wish I had ignored. Turning the corner of one of the shelves, I happened upon a magnificent display. It consisted of a stand, and on it was what I believed to be a beautiful walking stick, made of exquisite wood. Upon reaching out and touching it, I realized that the stick was covered in blood. In fact, it wasn't a stick at all. It was a wooden leg.
That'd be the leg of Woodleg Jim.
Startled, I turned around and saw a man, if it was a man at all. He was hunchbacked and thinner than I thought humanly possible. His scraggly hair blocked most of his face, but from what I could see, it wasn't pretty. "Woodleg Jim?" I asked him. "Who'd that be, and why do you have his leg?"
It all started in 1822 in Glenmore, Scotland, by the Loch Morlich. A fisherman by the name of Jim set sail to continue his incredible streak of prosperous fishing. For you see, he was infamous for being the greatest fisher in all of Glenmore. In fact, he was so good at fishing, he was accused by many of being a conjurer of the dark arts. As it turns out, the townspeople were not incorrect. The legend says that one day, during the month of December, Jim's only son walked into the barn next door to the dock, and in it, he saw a demon. Yet this demon was not there by chance, as it had been summoned and bound by none other than his father. Yet this entrance into the barn proved to be a drastic mistake. The sudden essence of light from outside and the son's surprised shout caused Jim to lose concentration, and by extent, the demon was able to break free of his bonds. Now, if a demon is to be free on this earth, first he must do two things. He must break free of his bonds, and secondly, he must kill the summoner. That is why the instant the demon broke free, it lunged straight at Jim and clamped down with its mighty jaws right on his leg. Screaming and helpless, Jim struggled to break free of the demon's grip. It all would have been if not for Jim's son, who took a nearby stick and cracked it over the monster's head. Faster than light, the demon turned, grabbed the son, and dragged him back into the portal. All that remained to prove he was ever there was the stick he used to hit the monster. A stick splattered with the blood of a demon.
And then what happened?
Well, in remembrance of his son, Jim fashioned himself a wood leg out of the stick his son had used to defend from the demon. Then Jim had to wait one agonizingly long year for the winter solstice.
Why would he wait for the winter solstice? I asked.
Well, everybody knows that the boundaries between our world and that of the demonic essence are at their weakest point during the solstice.
Oh, well, naturally, I said, trying not to sound like an idiot.
It was then that he created a portal to the other dimensions, in the hopes of finding his son. As far as anyone can tell, Jim entered the portal with no problem, except one, his wooden leg. Since it was not made of his own flesh and bone, the spell did not apply to it, and it remained on the earthly side of the portal.
So why is his leg here? I asked, now more interested than ever before. As he had continued talking, I started to feel something tug inside of me, a want for something I did not know of.
It's the blood, lad. It's all because of the blood. Its demonic essence does not belong in our realm. It calls us. It beckons us.
As he spoke, I knew I should leave, but I just had to stay.
For the past 2 centuries, the last man who touches the leg is forever haunted by demons and the yearning to cross over into the next world. Those arts have been lost forever, so instead they custerize men to a slow, agonizing madness.
As he said this, I saw a mist begin to form on the far side of the shop. Is there any way to be rid of this madness? I asked, suddenly feeling a presence of another being in the room.
The curse is only lifted when another man touches the wooden leg and is told the legend of Woodleg Jim.
With that statement, my heart sank as I realized that I myself had touched the leg and had just been told the legend. The man must have sensed what I was thinking, because he said,
"Yes, young lad, you have now relieved me of my curse. It is now your burden to carry."
And with that, he turned his back to me and jumped into the outstretched arms of the demon behind him. And that is how I came to carry the curse. And yes, young lad, You have now relieved me of my curse. It is now your burden to carry.